Welcome to Happy Hour with Ruth
and Roxy. It's been a week. We are happy to see you guys, and we're very happy to see each other.
Yes, yes. This has been a week where it's just schedules haven't let us, right? And also, poop hitting the fan has, it's like, you don't want to text somebody and go, hi, I feel like crap and I hate the world and I like you and I like Paul,
Want to
right? Like
talk?
that. Yeah, but you know what? It's hard to like, because it's a bit like when you're in that state, you don't have much to say except everything's crap, right? So it's not like you're when you have like the weeks we've had, you're getting information and news and feedback and all this crap. And then it's like you go, okay, well, I have to go wallow in it for a little bit and decide what I'm thinking so that I can articulate it to someone who can help me, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, it's been a week. And nothing like, nothing end of the world stuff, just crap.
Yeah, disappointments, things that you were maybe hoping would go one way and they went another way, and stuff that's just life. We just
well, like instead of a big shark bite, I was saying, it's like you're being nibbled to death by minnows. Like it's all irritating and it all hurts and it all aches and it's just crap. And just when you think, oh, I've dealt with that, another one comes along and hits you.
Did you know that this week Mercury went direct? So Mercury was retrograde, which makes such sense, right? And it only, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, Wednesday maybe it went direct. So things should start to turn around now, but so that just means that we signed a contract in the worst time to sign a contract. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah, so you have to update people on your news, Rox.
Yeah, so we've bought a house and we've maybe sold our house. We are waiting for an offer, but we did it in the opposite way. We took courage from Ruth and Paul's decision making
or foolishness.
we took our bravery in our hands and said, no, this is where we want to be. So we just have to trust that our house will sell in time. We'll give it 6 months. And so we got a 6-month closing date. And then the day afterwards, we had somebody come through and they're like, yep, that's the house for us. We just have to sort it out now. And we said, well, we don't care. Like, if you haven't sold your house, that's not our problem. Don't give that as a subject.
Right.
Because we didn't. So that's the only way to get there. If people start doing that, if enough people start doing that, the real estate market will change. It just has to.
No, and that's just it. And it does become this like domino effect. It's like this doesn't sell, so this doesn't sell, so this doesn't. It's like it is a little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go before we go any further. What are
we drinking?
I'm
drinking.
You're drinking beer, and
I'm drinking draft Heineken.
Oh, draft Heineken. I had that last week. It was delicious.
Yes, which is why we didn't do the podcast last week.
That is why we didn't do the podcast. I am drinking Kim
Crawford rosé,
which is quite lovely. Which is good. I mean, New Zealand knows wine. They know what they're doing with wine, and I needed to have just some staples. What do I go to just grab? I always know I can get a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, always good for a white. And for a red, their Pinot is also good. They're known for their Pinot Noir, I think, aren't they?
They're known for their Sauvignon Blanc. And then Pinot came up behind it, and has come up behind it. But definitely they're earning a. Here comes Paul. He's going to show us the Heineken keg. There we go. For anybody that can see it, it's like a little. It's like a little here. That's good. You can put some in here while you're here.
Absolutely.
But yes. So I have to tell you a Kim Crawford story. So because we used to work with Tourism New Zealand, and I was at a wine thing. Might have been here, might have been in New Zealand, it could have been in Canada. And I'm chatting away to one of the winemakers, right? One of the winemakers, and it's the Crawfords. And I'm having this conversation, and there used to be a wine, and I had heard all these stories about how it was the wife that had made the wine. It was a rosé, and I think it was called Posey or something. It had a very specific name, right? So I'm talking away and blah, 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 having this conversation, thinking I'm talking to the actual winemaker. It was Kim Crawford's wife, right? Kim is also can be a female or a male name. And they're a straight couple, but I was like, I made the assumption, Kim, that the woman was the winemaker, right?
In that case, I made the assumption that it was the man for some reason. I don't know why, but I always thought Kim Crawford was a man, even though I don't know any male Kims. They're all female. but for some reason I thought that one was male. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
But
that
anyway,
is,
lovely people, but it was very funny because thank God, because, tourism New Zealand, I should know the things. And I was like, I didn't put my foot in my mouth, but the whole time. And then all of a sudden she said something about, oh, here comes Kim. And it was like, shoot, who am I talking to?
ah,
But yes.
Kim and Cameron.
Yeah. See?
Right? Names get confusing.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Okay. So one of the things, just talking about, the week we've had, we did the burn your shit full moon ritual with Tarot Lori yesterday, right?
Yes.
And that had, so we didn't get a chance to talk after because everything about that, and it was partly because of the week, and I think it's because of this, full moon, is like everything everybody wanted to burn their shit about was like, oh,
mhm.
and then it was like, I want to burn shit about every part of my life, and I'm actually pretty happy, right? Like, but it was kind of like, and it did. One of the things when she said, what it shows when you recognize yourself in other people's, what they want to release is how alike we are, right? That we are more alike than we are not.
So much more in
Right?
common than we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I didn't send her in anything, mostly because I wasn't sure how. I'm one of those, I'm reminding myself right now of the person that we know who thought she would join us on our podcast by walking over into our backyard. And
Yes.
I'm like, right now, how do I join an Instagram live? I'm sending Ruth messages. Ruth, how do I get on? I don't know. Where is it?
Instagram Live isn't that, like, unless because it just shows up.
Yeah. Well, and then I'm watching and I'm checking the countdown and blah, blah, I'm here. And then I got in and then you're like, wait, you're in? Wait, now I can't get in.
Yeah, that's the week.
But maybe next time, I'm thinking maybe next time I'll actually send her something ahead of time.
I'll give you a reminder.
Yeah, okay. And did you physically burn yours, or did you?
No, I sent it to her and she burned it. But I also have to go back and make sure, because by that point I was like, it felt a little emotional, that session with her. Yeah. But by the time she got to the last one, and she did say, this is from a dear friend, right?
I heard it.
But she kind of rewrote mine, because I thought it was only 3 sentences. I thought it was pretty concise for me. And then she was like, and she just wanted to do this and this and this. And I was like, is that me? Was that me? Did I do that? Did I just jam pack a lot?
I'm quite sure you're not the only one doing that, because I think but I do like her reframing. Like, her reframing is
really good.
She's always putting it in a positive spin. She's putting it in an active, the editor in me says, she's putting it in active form as opposed to passive.
Yeah.
Which is very important. We are the heroes of our own stories. And she's identifying things that can be done, not just saying, I let go of my stupid mood or I let go of my body that I hate and I've never been able to look at. She doesn't let you do that.
No.
She's like, no, so you let go of the limiting attitudes that prevent you from loving the body that has nurtured you your whole life.
And that's just it. And then for some, like, I think there was somebody, it was very, very specific to it, the job they didn't like. And she was like, yeah, I respectfully call bullshit on this, right? And she said, so it's letting go of what's holding you back to do better for yourself, right? Like, it's not the job's fault, right? It's not, or the job's responsibility is a better word.
I think that was, and I love that idea that you're letting go of things, but it's not like I'm offloading these external badness that's been put on me.
Yeah.
And now I need to just dump it off because that's why my life sucks. No, we are all responsible for what's happening. Yeah, absolutely. We all get shit dumped on us, for sure. Yeah. But our responsibility is to react to that, to respond.
Well, that's just it. What do you do with it?
What do you do with it? You can't just sit there and go, oh, I'm covered in shit now.
Yeah. But I like it. And I
feel good.
I like that she's a little, well, but that's just it, right? Like, you have to, and it's good that the way she puts it, but she also, like, she isn't perfect, like, because sometimes you go onto these things and it's too slick, right? But she's freaking hilarious, right?
She's funny. Yeah,
and she's really funny, right? She is incredibly eloquent and real with her words, and also she's just freaking charming, right? Like you want to do stuff, so she likes you.
she does have that she's attractive, right? She attracts people to her because she's positive and she makes you
Yeah.
feels special, feels seen, and she recognizes the good things
Yeah.
in
No,
people.
she's good. And we'll put the link in so people can see it, and we'll do a reminder
Mhm.
because, come January, we're going to be far more proactive and with our outreach because I'm now obsessed with that. But we will, but she's really good, and we'll put links to her books too, because her books are great, right? She's also having an intensive tarot,
I
which
saw that. I heard her say that, and we really need to look into that.
we do. I think it's like 3 hours a week or something for 6 weeks. That feels like a lot, but
Yes.
anyway, but she's also like doing a trip to Italy next year, which until we sell our house, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But like that would be a really cool thing because
Oh,
she uses the tarot as a tool, right? Like she uses the tarot as a move your life forward tool. It's not just like, again, passive.
mhm.
Oh, here's what's coming at you. You have no power.
Yeah, yeah. Very empowering. Yeah. The trip to Italy sounds fantastic. I did long ago, I'm going to say like 10 years ago, thereabouts, which probably means more like 15 to 20, given the way time works as you get older. But I did a super cool course that got me into all this stuff. And it was geared specifically for writers, but it was run by somebody who, she's very familiar with writing, the writing process, fiction authors, all that.
Yep.
But we went through numerology, tarot, astrology. What else do we do? All of the sort of occult adjacent things in that area, and it was fascinating. I was so excited to learn that stuff, and then then I sort of practiced, played around with it, did a few things around that time, and then since then I've kind of forgotten a lot of it. But the interest has stayed, and to get refreshed, like especially what she was talking about, this tarot intensive is not just your typical how does tarot work. No,
it's not just like this is what this card means. It's like it feels like it becomes more intuitive, so you can learn the cards.
Yes,
which like your own interpretation.
Yes, and that's what really that's what I've always told people. If anyone ever finds out I'm into it, you believe in that stuff? That's crazy. I'm like, don't believe. That's not the point. It's about looking at something that has a great deal of symbol and metaphor involved in it, and using that as a tool to interpret your life. That's all.
That's exactly
not going to predict a tall, dark stranger walks into my life. However, if a tall, dark stranger is needed in my life and walks in, and I recognize it because of something I saw, that's different, right? I don't know. I'm not explaining it well, but
no, but I think you are, because it's a little bit, it opens up, because you get the energy from the person and you're interpreting it. I mean, at least for me, when I'm reading it, but it's about, here's the thing, like it's different from somebody, say, who's a medium who says, your mom's telling you this, right? Like that's a whole different, and I mean, I've had some pretty amazing mediums say things that there's no way this person could know. Like the words, even the phrases are just like holy, right? How would you know that, right? Kind of thing. But that's not what tarot is. Tarot is like, it's a self-analysis tool for me.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I sort of, I got interested in psychology. I have never taken a psychology class. I've always wanted to. My daughters, side note, have all done things that I wanted to do, which I love, because I've kind of like, I haven't, and I've never, I don't think, consciously pushed them into anything, but it's like I have one who's got a degree in psychology. I've got one who did animal husbandry and literature. I've got one who's a nurse, like all of these things that have been of interest to me, great interest. And so when I got interested in psychology, I mean, some people think that's woo, 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 that's not real science, but
no, and that's just it. It's like, holy.
Well, and when you look at like Jungian psychology, how much I've got a set of Jungian tarot cards, which I love, because that picture, the thinking in pictures kind of thing is so appeals to me. On a slightly different note, I had a conversation in the car with my husband today. We're talking about
you mean your husband Ray?
My husband Ray. I'm gonna get him a sign that says that. This is my husband Ray. We're talking about fundamental thinking and how I recognized that when I started leaving the fundamental evangelical belief system, I realized that I thought in a way that was fundamental. And here's how I think of it. it's a binary way of thinking, good, bad, black, white,
Right.
right, wrong, right? Because it's easy. And so when I left, I just exchanged one form of thinking for another thing. And I was raising small children at the time. I'm like, oh, if you're breastfeeding, good. If you're spanking, bad, I can't be friends with you. You know, like it was very, very black and white. If you're doing this, then I can be with you. And if you're not, then I can't. Like, blah, you know, and since then I have discovered something I always knew and have always leaned into, but was not allowed to, is the embracing of nuance. Right. Like I love to live in the gray spaces, right? It's like, I don't think that there's a lot of right, wrong answers. Of course there are some, for sure. But seeing someone else's side of something, or recognizing the other, you know, devil's advocate, the pros, cons of everything. So when I think about, you know, tarot and the sort of occult stuff, that's what it's doing. It's getting you to look at something that maybe you couldn't see it before. Maybe you only saw the sun side. Now you can see the shadow side. Maybe you only saw one interpretation. Here's another one. And it just cracks your brain open to other possibilities. And that nuance stuff, just, that makes sense to me, you know?
Well, and I think that's sort of, you know, since we're in our 20s now, Roxanne, as we've matured, but it is, the nuance is different because it would be. And I mean, I have to say, I've got some pretty black and white thinking around values, right? And I think for those things you need to, you know, I don't care what it would do for my life. I'm not ever going to be friends with Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Like, but the nuance of things is understanding that perhaps somebody who comes off as standoffish or uncomfortably odd, you know, says me who's odd, right? Like socially odd, but like it's, oh no, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like you can, instead of going, oh, they're weird, it's like, oh, I bet you I'm going to go chat with them. I bet you they're uncomfortable, or maybe they're not good with crowds, or maybe, and the nuance is what lets you, it just opens the world, right? Because there are lots of amazing people.
We've talked about this before, and I love it. And I think this is partly what drew us together as friends, is that we both recognized a certain oddness in each other. And because I have most of my life been uncomfortable in social situations, and I have, I'm sure, been that person who sat there in the corner and been like, yeah, how about them Knicks? Wait, that's not right. You know, like, just,
no, I get it. Yeah.
And I usually can pick those people out of a crowd as well. And for me, those are the people that typically have the greatest stories. Like, and they will find me if I'm at a party where I'm not, you know, like really necessary. I'm just sort of more of an observer. They find me. They invariably find me, and I hear some long story about, and I'm like, I won't remember this, but dang, I wish I could write it down because this needs to be in a book.
Yeah, but that's just it. And I think that's exactly, you know, I think I've said this before. I had the very good fortune of interviewing Jimmy Buffett, right? When he did some album, and so I did it. It was just a tiny little piece for Maclean's. But then I
don't minimize it. You interviewed Jimmy Buffett.
I did interview him. And because I knew so much about him, so I could ask really good questions that of course he liked, because he would get lots of people to interview him that really didn't know his music, and it'd be like, so where'd you come up with this, right kind of thing. But so because I knew a lot about him, and I knew a lot about, you know, the people that he came up with, like Jerry Jeff Walker and Guy Clark and stuff, they came back and asked me to get permission from Maclean's to write his media kit, right? But and it was for the album, right? So for the Canadian media kit, because it's framed differently, right? And one of the things he and I talked about was he is like, look at, you know, you're not going to find the most interesting people dressed in the most trendy clothes at the start of the bar, like at the front of the bar. He's like, go to the back and go there at 2:00 in the afternoon and talk to the guy who's got a shot of Jack Daniels and a beer chaser, and have a conversation with that person. Right? Because there's a reason they're there. They have a story, right? And he said, not all the stories are bad. Sometimes you walk in and it's like they made all their money in their first, 5 years of doing something, and they're in there because they can. And he said, and sometimes it's because they've had a tragic story, right? So it's the quirky ones. Quirky is good. And speaking of quirky, I was just looking, I think I should explain those heads behind me. And these are sculptures.
I love those heads,
right? And so I got them a very long time ago on Etsy. So I'm on Etsy and I see these face masks, and once you get them in your hands, they look like it's a special effects artist that maybe was doing something with their real face, because there's wrinkles and like they look real when you're up close to them,
Oh,
right?
yeah, they do.
And so I then went, now I'd like to kill my dog, but I then went back to Etsy to see, because they were like $25 each, right? They were like not very much. I'm on Etsy. I get these things that are $25 each. I get them and they're like fabulous. So I'm like, I'm going to go back and see who else they have, right? Their entire Etsy site is gone. So I think they got copyrighted out, right? Because these are recognizable people, but I'm not going to say their names because I don't want to get, hashtag caught. That's a mod punch.
You also want to keep your wall of faces.
Yeah, I don't want somebody saying, give it back.
No, you get to have that. I love it.
But this is the perfect, like, we walked in and Paul's never been a big fan of these. I used to have them up. We used to have a really long wall in our house when we lived on the Sunshine Coast, and I had them with just the frame around them, like no glass or anything. It was just the head on the wall and the frame. And Paul was always like, that's like walking down a hall of horrors, but he likes them here. So these are the spirits, because our little dining room is called a perfect mess. And it's a play on the word mess, because mess like right? Because it's called the Mermaid's Cottage. And I'll put up the thing. I'll put up, when we do this, I'll put up the little story about how it became a perfect mess. Because I thought that's like the perfect name for something I have control of.
I love it. I love it. That's really funny, because the book that I'm editing right now, I just sent the first pass back to the author, and the author is Leanne.
I love Leanne.
You know Leanne, and she always watches us. And this book has quite a few scenes where the main character is in a part of her parents. This is in like 1600 Ireland, right? And her parents live in a castle, of course, and she moves to a abandoned wing of the castle that is known to be haunted, or thought to be haunted. And she's surrounded by spirits all the time, and they're benevolent, like they're good spirits, but it's kind of like that. She's sitting there, and then there's faces around her.
They're here. They're here. Yeah. But that's just it. And you have to be crazy if you don't think there's something around. That's what I figured. There's always, every once in a while you can get a feeling about stuff, right?
Yeah. So I had one of those weird feelings the other day where I was, and I mean, okay, so I was just coming back from an eye appointment and possibly another eye appointment. I don't remember. And I'm walking, and I turned my head really, and I was wearing a jacket that had a hood on it, right? But I turned my head, and just out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw a small child behind me. And it was either dilation drops, or it was, I don't know, my hood or something. Yeah. But there was nobody behind me. But then I started thinking, how often does that happen, though? And maybe sometimes it is.
Maybe it is.
We don't know.
We have no clue. And if you listen to some people that have far deeper understanding and experience, it absolutely could be. And it's just the flash of their spirit being there. But you were in a moment where you could pick it up, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
for sure. I believe. Although I would like last night I couldn't really sleep, and we just got this really beautiful, and I'll take pictures that we can put up, but it's because this room is kind of small. So we have what's called the dining bar, and it's bar height, and it's a piece of live edge wood. It's really beautiful. But I was like, last night it was like we just got it in, and we got some live edge shelves put up and stuff, and I couldn't sleep. And then this morning, like 4 a.m., it was like, okay, well, I guess it's time for coffee now. And I sat here with it, right? And then it was like, oh my goodness, like you should see the and I'll take pictures of it, but the knots in this and stuff. And I was like, and I know it comes from woods around here because it's a fellow from Forest here. It's a fellow, and they take he's got a little group, and they take the trees that come down, right? Yeah. And repurpose them, and they do all this. And it was like, I'm going to ask him how old he thought this tree was, and what's it seen?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's
what kind of tree it is?
No, I'll have to ask him, because it is really it's spectacular. And he went through on FaceTime with me and showed me all the big chunks of wood and was like, here, you should have this one. Or what about this one? Like, it was really cool how we did it with us.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. And
Soon. It's not long now.
I know. It's like, well, now I don't have my glasses and I can't see it, but it's something like 4 weeks. Must be about 4 weeks till we
I bet you it's even less.
Yeah, it must be less. Anyway.
But I don't know when, hang on, I don't know when, like.
Let me just come over this weekend.
She's
Oh,
a little busy.
Paul.
Yes, she's a little busy.
I wish I could.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to see because I want to know what day actually. So Christmas is on a Thursday.
Yeah.
So, because I've been like, you know how you walk around and it's like, okay, so what about this and what about this? And then where Christmas Day falls and where Christmas Eve falls and where New Year's falls is like kind of important, right? Because if Christmas was on a Monday, people go back to work on the, you know.
Yeah, it's true. Well, we're not coming out till the 30th.
No, but that's not that. That's so. So that was 4 weeks on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it's not 4 weeks away. It's less than 4 weeks
It
away.
is less than 4 weeks away. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good because I miss you.
I know. Well, I was thinking, Paul and I were talking about it today because during the week, we just kind of go to the forest here. And then on the weekends, we take the dogs to the beach. And we were talking and it was like, holy, since we moved here, he and I have talked more than we've talked in like years because we have to talk to each other on our walks. Because normally it's him and Ray and me and you. And it was like, no wonder I have all these things to tell Roxanne. You're like, what the hell, man?
No, we've gone through the same thing. I don't know what to think about that, but anyway, yeah, we took our dogs out we had a showing, so we had to get out of the house, and so we took the dog. And my husband was working that day. My husband Ray was working that day. So we kind of met, and then we were planning to go to the campground, right? And it turns out there was someone else there that we figured our dogs wouldn't get along with. So we then drove up to this. I always call it the abandoned campsite way up north of us, but it's not north of us. It's actually south of us, but it's up in the mountain.
Right.
It's the campground, right?
Right.
But in the off season, it is like
creepy.
So creepy. Oh my goodness. And it's like old growth foresty stuff, right? So it's just dark and the sound just kind of muffles, right? In all the deadfall. It's just gorgeous. And the dogs just ran and ran and ran. Awesome. And then we heard some noises and we thought, well, you know what? There could be cougar. There could be almost certainly cougar up here. So
could be a bear.
For sure, bear. Yeah. We should. Bear doesn't scare me that much because I'm pretty sure they'll go the other direction. Our dogs will go after them. Cougars scare me.
Yeah.
But, But anyway.
You have to think about that stuff. Like it's funny because again, growing up in downtown Toronto, you didn't really like there were other things you had to think about there. But even now where we walk, there's it's this beautiful forest but right beside it is it's some kind of a care facility. Okay. And I don't know if it's a medical one where they keep people or it's for the elderly. I haven't figured that out yet. But they have a whole bunch of like out back, like the garbage and stuff. And so when we've met these dog people on our walks and they're like, oh yeah, Mondays don't go by there because that's when the bears come, right? Because Mondays are when they are just before they take away all the garbage and the bear knows.
Sure.
Right? Sure. And so the bears come ahead of the trucks coming to get it.
Oh, that's funny. I'm a little anxious about that part, which is so funny because here we live out at the lake. You'd think that we'd have more wildlife here than ever. But in fact, here we've had, in the 6 years we've been here, haven't not seen a single coyote or heard a single coyote. Heard them all the time in Abbotsford. Yeah. We've definitely seen cougar. Yeah. We have seen bobcat here.
And bear.
And bear. Yeah. And bear, I've never seen one directly. I've only seen pictures of them behind someone else's house
and behind your house.
I think we saw them on our camera behind our house too. Yeah. But in Abbotsford, fisheries or conservation was coming and putting bear traps in our driveway, like behind our house. And so we're talking with our cleaner that we both know, Kalina. Hi, Kalina.
Yes, fabulous Kalina.
And turns out her sister lives very close to where we're moving.
Oh, cool.
And so she knows the area very well. And she said, now she's very animated when she talks. And she's like, oh, there's a ton of bears up there. You won't believe how many bears are up there. And I'm like, oh, really? I don't know. How do I feel about that? I don't know about that. So,
Kalina's in the best way, like she tells a story.
oh, she is a good storyteller.
She is a very good storyteller. It's hilarious.
It is
Okay,
hilarious.
so I have to tell you a story because there's actually a house on our street that I think we had already bought this one, but we saw that one and we really liked it. And we were walking the dogs one of our first days here, and we get there and it's like, what's on their lawn? It's like, holy crap, that's a cougar. And so I got taken back just from the situation or the whatever I don't even know what the word is, but the way the cougar looked. Like I got taken back to like being in Kenya or being in South Africa. And it was like, holy crap, it's hunting. Like it was still. And we talked about like in South Africa, the leopards, they could be up. We watched a leopard one time, I think it was for about 3 hours. And the only thing that moved was its tail that you could see beneath the thing. But the leopard itself, we saw it. And they're like, and it was like, it didn't move a muscle, right? And so there's this cougar that we think standing there and we're watching it and it's not moving at all. And it's like, oh my God, it's going to pounce any second. So your heart's beating and stuff. And so then we back away, right? After about, I don't know, 5 minutes of watching it, we back away, we go around the other way. And by now it's lighter out. We come around to see if it's still there. It's made out of iron. So I'm going to leave them a note and it's like, you assholes. It's really funny, but we were like, I was scared.
Oh, I bet. Also, maybe walk during the daylight. That's tough to say right now. It's always dark.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
always dark.
Okay, so we went up for our inspection today, and so we're driving up the road to our new house, and I saw 2 of those iron sign, like black bear. They were iron cutouts of a black bear on the road. So I guess it's just it's a thing. These live here. Beware.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Make peace with nature. I don't know.
But they go in downtown like Port Coquitlam. Like there's a lady that I'd rather have them out in the wild where they can get away than the ones that are like have been, you know, the word's not domesticated, but they've been habituated or whatever it is. Yeah. Right. It's like I'd rather do that, and that gets, you know, it's like it's just sort of like we're on your land, buddy. Like we're gonna back away. Like even you know the pretend cougar, the imaginary cougar that lives up the street.
I know. And then I think, but my poodle was not meant to live here ever. And yet he's here and I want him to stay here. So how do I reconcile that?
But that's a whole thing, right?
Yeah. It's tricky.
Well,
I mean, I should have died of appendicitis 50 years ago, whatever it was. So, you know, none of us should be here. Right?
No.
If you want to go that far, but we are. So
well, somehow the magic of like, think how far back it took for people coming together and having children and doing it so that actually we, you know, that we were the ones that happened, because all it took is one moment of a different person or one moment of they didn't create a baby that night, and it'd be completely different, right? Like when you think about what it took, right? When you do the math, it's like, holy man.
I know. It doesn't make sense that any of us are here.
No, it doesn't.
Like if you were to be a brainiac creating an algorithm to predict the likelihood of any of us being here, it would be like, well, don't bank on that.
Yeah, well, that's just
the money in that one. That ain't happening.
And then, because I remember somebody saying when Jimmy Buffett died, and I was, you know, inconsolable. Yes. Somebody on one of the pages was like, just think about it, though, when you think about the big time of the world, and you got to live in the time when he was here.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and you have to think about those things kind of that way. And I think as you age, you know, 22, we start to look at things like,
you know,
we start to look at that stuff, though, and start to realize how fortunate we are. Right. Like even when you've had a shit week.
Yep. Exactly. It is the life we've been given, and we have it, you know.
Yeah.
And when you're able to lift your head up enough, and you sort of taught me this about stuff happens, and you need to stuff happens, and you don't want to say, oh no, it's fine, I don't care, because that's denying your feelings, that's denying your reality. You have to allow yourself to feel the feels. Like, stuff happens when you lose someone important, you grieve. You have to grieve. That's honoring them. When a career thing happens that you really when you really, really wanted your book to be made into a TV series and it doesn't get made into a TV series, you're disappointed, and you're allowed to be disappointed for a time. And then you say, hey, you know what? Maybe it wasn't meant to be for, I don't know why.
Maybe another door will open
or even just to say, you know what? I had that opportunity and it's so cool.
And you had the moment where it was like, this could be.
Exactly.
Right? Like, so it's like Jimmy Kimmel, although we're not over Jimmy Kimmel yet.
No, we're not over any of it, but it's that I think like, you know, your philosophy is you can complain about it, what, three times, and then it's deal with it. So,
well, you know what? And I think this either came from my mom or my sister Beverly, and it was like, if you're unhappy with your circumstances, you have two choices: change them or accept them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it kind of goes back to the sort of AA, you know, that prayer, accept the things I cannot change and change, right? That kind of thing. And I think that's exactly it is if you're going, and Lori talked about it a bit, right? It is like, don't just sit back and go, I need this out of my life, universe, take it away. It's like, what are you doing every day to move it forward? And it doesn't actually have to be about removing you from the situation. How are you moving forward to the thing you want? Mm-hmm. Right. And that's just it. But it is okay to wallow in it. Like this week, there were a couple of times I just sat on the couch and I got a tea, and it was like, my life is crap and it's awful. And what the hell, universe? And what have I ever done? Because I think I'm kind and I think I do this and I think I do this. And I sat there feeling really sorry for myself. And then you log onto social media and you see a college student that's been ripped from a plane where she was going to visit her parents in Texas and taken to Mexico. She came here when she was 6. She is in her second or third year of college. Oh. And she hadn't, like, she's registered as a dreamer there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because it's okay to wallow in it, but it's also look and see how hard others have it. And it makes honestly, our problems feel so much lesser when you're ready to see that.
The perspective, you need the perspective. Yeah. And you can't do that. It's really tough to do that when you're young, first of all. So that's the brilliance of going through our 20s for, you know, going through another round of our 20s.
That's a Scottish thing, you know. My grandmother would say Wayne, because Wayne is child, right?
Oh yeah, of course. But you know, like, it's tough to do that when you're younger. But the more hopefully you see of things and the more you experience in your own life, the more you realize that a lot of what we deal with is transient.
Well, and you become resilient, right? Like you can sit there and say, this is awful, this is terrible, nothing's ever gonna, I mean, it's like, given that our house is still for sale, every once in a while I have the house is never gonna sell and this is awful and what are we gonna do? And then you look back and you say, it's going to sell like that. Like, so look at houses sell, they sometimes take a while, but you're resilient. So it's like, and for me, I have to have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, right? That helps me. Mm-hmm. But the flip side to it is we live a privileged life and it's okay to feel the things, but you want to, and one of the things Lori said was go help somebody else. Right.
I love that she said that. I really love that she said that, because that actually, you then are taking power, your own power, to do something good for someone else, which makes you feel powerful because, look.
And it makes you feel good.
And it makes you feel good and you're doing good. And instead of sitting back and waiting for someone else to help you, you're like, no, I still have something to give. I love that. I thought that was so great.
No, it was good. And one of the things, and I mean, I had a bunch of clothes that I tried to pawn off on you and you told me to get lost. And I tried to pawn off my sister and she told me to get lost. And I think a few other people, but I took like
you have such great clothes. Half my wardrobe is your clothes, so don't even bother.
4 big bins to the Nanaimo Hospital Auxiliary. So they raise money and they do stuff for the hospital. And I took them there. And I mean, not many places want to take clothes now, but these are nice clothes and most of them are in either really good shape or new, mm-hmm. right? And I had these 4 bins and I went in and I was like, who could I talk to? I have this and they're kind of like, they're either really good or they're new and I'm like stumbling over myself. And I said, and whatever you don't want, I'll come back and pick up. And she's like, do you have them here? And it's like, yeah. She's like, we'll take them. And it's like, I'll come back and get them. And she's like, why would I not trust you? You've taken the effort to come in and bring it here. And so as I'm taking them in and they're opening the bins and going through it, and they're like, oh my God. And then they're like, well, get your bins. And it's like, we now have a lot of bins. It's like, you can have the bins. And they're like, are you an angel? Like it was like, but it was really funny because as they're pulling them out, they're like, this has a tag on it. And it was like, I hope it, in my head, it was like, I hope it makes some money that helps somebody somewhere. And I hope the person that gets it for like 10% of what I paid loves it.
You buy good stuff. You have shown me. I've learned to shop from you. Like it's
God help us all.
super. Oh, exactly. It's super fun shopping with you. But you've got good stuff. I know that, right? So yeah, they're lucky to get your stuff.
But I do. So I have to tell you something that which honestly didn't cost me anything, but I didn't get $10 from it. So I had a bunch of these, these adult coloring books, right? The ones that are, they're supposed to make you zen and all the things. And I had a whole
that saved the publishing industry about 6 years ago.
Yes. Yeah. Right. But so I had, I don't know, 3 or 4 of those and a whole bunch of, color pencils. What are they called? Pencil crayons?
Pencil crayons.
Right. Kind of stuff. So I put them up. I think I put it up for $10. And lady came and she was like, oh, I'm actually getting this for my friend with cancer. Right. And it was for sure. Cause like one of those books probably cost $25. Right. And so it was like, so she came to get it. And I was like, her friend that she plays cards with used to play cards with once a week. They have a group. Her friend can't come anymore, right? And because she's tired all the time from chemo and all this stuff. But what her husband was telling this person was, but she's wide awake during the day, and she colors, right? And so she saw these things on Marketplace, and partly I'm putting them up for just a little bit of money because I want somebody to come and actually get them, right? Right? Like because if you put it up for free, they have no value.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like, so anyway, when she came, what I had done is gone and found a few more, and I went and I have this big, like kind of, it's like a basic art kit. It's like magic markers and pencil crayons and some very basic watercolor. And I put that in it too. And when she went to give me the $10, it's like, no, you know what? You're doing this for your friend. Go buy yourself a coffee. And she almost burst into tears. And it was like, we're talking like $10 isn't going to change my life. It wasn't going to change hers. But she was just like, but you don't know her. And it's like, what, the world's shit. If we can do a little bit of kindness for each other, that cost me nothing, right? And it got stuff out of my house.
Yeah, which is huge. Right?
But if
it cost you $10. But but you look at that in the grand scheme, $10 right now, $10 is.
And it didn't even cost me because I wasn't sure anybody would even buy it.
Right.
Yeah. Like it's just one of those, but it was like, it's all these little things where it's like, if we can just do that. And I took that away from what Tara Laurie was saying and stuff too. But it's like, every time you turn on the news, right? It's harsh out there, right? And so if we can just do these, like, even if it's just, saying, holding the door open for somebody, like that seems to have become so important now, right? But yeah, okay, I can see Paul pacing because we're going to the Qualicum Beach Farmers Market Christmas night market. And there are 90 vendors, and I wish you were here to go with me, but I'm going to take some photos down there.
Okay.
90 vendors, some of which are food trucks, Roxanne, bless you. But we figured we can walk there, so we should.
That's amazing. Okay, so I too am going to a Christmas show that I would normally go to with you tomorrow with my husband, Ray. And I are going to this Christmas craft fair at the Heritage Building in Chilliwack.
Oh, cool. In Chilliwack. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, and it's going to be huge. And I'm like, okay, I need to bring a buggy or a wagon or
a bundle buggy.
A bundle buggy. Yeah. Because there's.
Okay, let's just find out. Do you guys know what a bundle buggy is? Have we had this conversation with them?
I think we might have asked last time, but I had certainly.
Nobody answered.
Yeah, nobody answered, I don't think. But yeah, it's because we're working on our audience.
We are wearing on our audience.
We're wearing on them. I like your outfit. I just want to say what I can see. You've got. I'm putting my mouse over top of you, like anyone can see that. No one can see it. It's like a sweater set. Ooh.
Okay, just and before we go, even though Paul's like getting ready to walk the dog, so we can get down there and get them. So My weight loss is now at 43 pounds.
Oh, 43.
I just put on a pair of jeans today that I haven't been able to get on in 20 years. But I love them, so I kept them.
Well done. Well done to keep them.
So the flip side to that is, I know Ozempic and others get a lot of grief. It has been really good for me, but again, to go back, I did all the research and I talked to people and I did the doctor thing. And there are things that don't make me feel so good when I eat them, and they're usually things that are bad for me. Right? Like if I have too much sugar or too much fried or that kind of thing. And that's, for me, that's a good thing because I have the palate of an 8-year-old boy. And so it's good for me not to like have that as my default. Now in the morning I get up and I eat fruit and yogurt.
Wow.
Right?
Wow. So you're changing habits. So you're probably the ideal Ozempic.
Well, that's just it. Like, and that's what my doctor, I just had a check-in and that's what she said is like, because there could be a bit of nausea for me, but I know how to avoid it now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Too much of anything rich, sugary, fatty, creamy. Like the other night we had, I had 2 eggnogs, but they were the old traditional eggnogs, which is like, it's like really creamy. And I did not feel good, right? And it wasn't that there was too much rum or anything. That's too much. I have to get light eggnog, right? Like you have to, and honestly, you don't need the super creamy eggnog.
I have discovered over the years that I love the idea of eggnog much more than I love the reality of eggnog.
Oh my God.
It is. So when I haven't even bought it for a long time now, but when I used to buy it.
How are we friends?
I would pour like this much in the glass, and then I would fill up this much with skim milk, and then a little dollop of rum in there, and that's good. I mean, some whipped cream and nutmeg on there is perfect, but even that, I'm like, ooh,
It's a lot.
It's like a milkshake, which I also love milkshakes, but you can't have a milkshake and then anything else.
No, like that's just it, right?
It's not a drink; it's your meal, or at least it's the meal.
No, that's what you have to realize is everything in moderation, and sometimes the taste is enough. Now, I'm not a person that a taste is good enough for. I should not have it at all, right? Like it's like because like Paul can eat 1 piece of chocolate.
Yeah.
But before Ozempic, I don't really care about sweets, but it would be like, there's open potato chips in the cupboard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it would just be in my brain.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, but it's interesting because for me, it's changed my habits. And now that I have space and almost everything's put away, and I will do a video tour for people that are interested, but now I'm going to get back to working out. But I have to say, lifting up boxes and moving things around, holy man, that's a workout.
Oh, for sure. I know right now I'm trying to get a little bit fit. I can't say stay fit because I'm not fit anymore.
Nice face, Roxanne. Get a little bit fit.
Yeah. So I'm trying to build a little bit of muscle, especially in my arms, because I know moving is coming and moving is going to be deadly.
And it's coming, like, even though you have a long lead time, it comes quicker than you think, right?
And I got to go up and down the stairs with boxes.
Yeah.
Down the stairs and then into the garage and then into the car and then maybe to a storage facility. And so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. So we are super grateful that we got to see Lori.
That's a good grateful.
Burn your shit. That was really, really fun. And
that was a really good one.
It was a good one. Yeah. I mean,
like that. We've only been to 2 and both have been good, but that felt something more last night.
It did. Yeah, it did. And it was, she made the comment about how, I mean, she always does them at the full moon.
Yeah.
I used to pay a lot of attention to the moon cycles and I have sort of gotten out of that, but I want to pay attention to that again because she made a comment about how we usually, if we don't sleep well, we're going to not sleep well in the lead up to the full moon. And then afterwards, it's like the full moon is the embodiment of all the energy. And then afterwards it can start to reduce. And my sleep's been just crap this week.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Well,
so I'm like,
what's going on though? Like Mercury?
Yes.
Full moon?
Yeah, exactly.
And all the crap, right?
A lot of things happening. Maybe as the moon cycle wanes now, maybe tonight I'll sleep great, Ruth. Yeah.
See?
Okay, so what else are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for you, and I've missed you this week. I've missed our walks this week because even if we were wallowing and we weren't ready to talk about it yet, we'd look at each other and be like, "You okay?" And there would just be this undercurrent of support, right? And I think we have to get better, you and I, and it's sort of my commitment to do it because I'm not good at it, is just checking in, saying, "You okay?" And it doesn't mean you have to explain everything. It's like, not shit. And just hearing somebody say, "I'm here if you need me," or "when you need me," right? It's like doing the reach out, because it's not always good for you. Like, we're not always good at it. When we had to walk together, we had to be, because I could see it on your face, right? Or
Exactly.
you could see it on mine.
Yes, exactly. I don't hide things well, and you're maybe a little better at it than me, but
Oh God, I think you're a freaking vault. I'm like, I walk out of the house and it's like, I hate the world. I hate this.
but yeah, like, and the problem is that we both, and this is probably common to a lot of people, we tend to pull in when things aren't going great, and that's why I'm like, okay, how are you, Ruth? How are you? Do you want a video chat? Do you want to chat beforehand? But you can't always do that. So yeah, so I will say I am grateful for you also, and I'm grateful for what you just said, in that we're going to try harder to keep connected. And that sort of goes out to our community too, and say, look at you guys, like, we all need each other.
Yes.
And we all are going to tend to pull in when we feel stressed. And it just looked like I had 0 fingers there. Look at that. Doesn't that look weird?
Okay, but and you know what?
Reaching out.
Carol Laurie said something really cool. She's like, DM me. So you know what? If you don't want to put it on Facebook, or you don't want to, it's like, send us a message, right? If you need to talk, if you need to do something, if you need to do, it's like, we have to we're going to build this community, and 2026 is our year to really build it. But we have to start, we have to start proactively taking care of each other and proactively reaching out when we need support, right? Because that's just part of it, right? We got to do the thing.
And if you as a community reach out to us and we don't immediately respond, please cut us like a giant wheelbarrow full of slack, because I was searching for something today. You know what? I wanted to find out, what did we wear last week, so I know if I can wear the sweater again. And I couldn't find, I'm just looking, and I happened upon a message that somebody sent us that I'd never seen. You'd seen it because you had responded. You're much better at that than I am. But I hadn't seen it. So if you are in our community and you do send out a message or you tag us with something and you don't hear a response right away, we will find it immediately. And when we do, we will be so thrilled. We will be so excited.
But also, don't just go to one place. Like on Instagram, I share this on mine, on Ruth Atherley, right? Like on Facebook, it's that, or it's most of the people are friends with us too. Like if we don't answer right away and you need right away, reach out in a different way, or just put a freaking thing on Facebook saying, I DM'd you, idiot, fool, answer me, right?
Yeah.
And please do it, because, I saw when Lori said that, and it was like, it's like, you need to know somebody can always be there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right? And I know everybody's got somebody's, but they've got us too.
Yep. We obviously have no expertise. But we are.
Well, we know nothing, but we'll get on and have a Zoom glass of wine or a beer or a tea with you and commiserate.
We will do our 3 wallows. If you want us to be one of your wallows, we'll be there for you.
Yeah, even 2. We could do 2.
We could do 2. Yes.
Okay.
You have a great time at your Christmas.
Thank you. I will take lots of photos.
Good. And I will remember to take photos when I'm with my husband Ray tomorrow.
Okay.
At our Christmas expo.
Okay. Thanks, you guys, for being here.
Thank you.
Okay. Talk to you tomorrow, Rox.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Oh, wait. What do we want more, Roxanne? Oh, my God.
Oh, how did we almost forget that? We want more happy hours. What do we want less of, Ruth?
Less bullshit.
Less bullshit would be amazing, right?
Okay.
Alrighty. Have a good evening and a good week, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay. Bye. All right.